We're heading to the grill today. We're making grilled chicken fajitas, and my favorite part, nothing to clean up when we're done. Hi, I'm Carrie with eatingonadime.com. We're on a mission to help families eat well on a budget. Today's recipe is super simple, grilled chicken fajitas. We are literally grilling everything, so you will not have anything to clean up. No pans or anything like that to wash when we're done. So it's a perfect weeknight dinner. You can find the full recipe linked in the description below. We got to do a little bit of prep work before we head to the grill. Now the first thing you want to do is preheat your grill. I'm going to wait and preheat it after I get this chicken going because I don't want it to get too hot. But you do want to preheat your grill. So basically that just means if you're new, you want to turn on the grill, cover the lid, and make sure it's heating up while you're getting your stuff prepped. Because if you just head outside and turn it on, it's not to the proper temperature. Your grill is kind of like an oven. So you got to get it preheated so it's actually that temperature. So we are using boneless, skinless chicken breasts. You can do thighs as well. The first thing I'm going to do is fillet them. And what that means is I'm just going to take my knife, hold my hand on top, and run the knife through them to make them smaller. You could pound it out thinner if you wanted to do that. The reason I like to do this is because when we put the seasonings on them, you'll have more seasonings per bite and it'll just make more flavorful chicken fajitas. You don't have to do that, but you're not gonna get that flavorful chicken that you're gonna want. So like if you've ever gone to a restaurant and you've gotten chicken fajitas and the actual chicken doesn't have a lot of flavor, well, this is why. So just take a few minutes to do it. Now that it's cut, we're going to place it in a bag. You could do a bowl as well. These bag holders are amazing. So you're going to place the chicken in there. We've got a little bit of taco seasoning. You can do homemade or store-bought. A little bit of oil. I'm doing avocado oil. You can do vegetable oil. And then we need a fresh lime. Make sure you're not using the same cutting board and the same knife. So these need to go. And then we're just going to freshly squeeze this right on top. I prefer freshly squeezed lime juice because it just adds extra flavor than the store-bought, but you can do store-bought lime juice. Nobody is going to judge you. Okay. Then we're going to close this up, leave the air in it for a minute. So you want to make sure air is in the bag when you seal it, so that way we can mix it all around. If you take the air out, it doesn't mix all around as well. And we just want to get the chickens coated with all the seasoning and that lime juice and the oil. Okay, once it's finished, I like to take the air out and seal it up. We want this to marinate for about 20 minutes. So that's why I didn't want to heat up the grill yet. But once this is ready, we're going to heat up the grill while we're prepping everything else. Now, this is fun. Fun fact, if you already have everything out, you can actually freeze this marinade. And so what you're going to do is you can make multiples just like this, and then you just throw this in the freezer and let it freeze, and then you let it thaw in your fridge, and as it thaws, the chicken's marinating. So it's great because while you got your kitchen messy, go ahead and knock out 2 or 3 of these, and you'll have these ready for a quick and easy dinner with the same amount of mess and just a smidgen more effort. While the chicken's marinating, let's go ahead and get our veggies done. It's important to watch because we're gonna do our veggies differently. We're not using a grill pan or anything like that, so our veggies are gonna have to be bigger. So on this green pepper is gigantic, but on our peppers, we're going to quarter them like so. You just take the knife and then slide it down, and you can like scoop out the membrane if you want to. I honestly could care less, but I know some people do. Into these big pieces. And we're not cutting them into slices because we want to lay these directly on the grill. Now these are going to go onto my grilling platter. This is something that I just got this last summer and I'm obsessed with these. I think everybody should have one, but they are called like prep and serve. So what's neat is the red means raw meat and the black means done. So if you're going to go grill steaks or chicken, you can throw them on here and you won't have to worry about cross-contamination. And my favorite part is dishwasher safe. Let me take these off real quick to show you. See, they're thin like a plate, so you just stick them in the dishwasher and it completely sanitizes it and cleans it. So when I say this is a no cleanup dinner, I literally mean it's a no cleanup dinner. It's so great because everything that we're using is dishwasher safe. So I'm just going to throw these on my prep tray. And I'm just going to cut up the other bell pepper. So you're going to want 2 bell peppers, any colors you like. We're doing red and green just because that's traditional. This little red bell pepper is sad. It needs to be bigger. But you get what you get. You don't throw a fit. Then we've got to do an onion. So we have a whole white onion. You could do a yellow onion or even like a red onion. White is our favorite with fajitas. We're going to cut off the 2 ends. I'm just going to kind of score the edge. And then we're going to cut it into rings. Again, we're just trying to make it to where it's easy to grill. So we want kind of fatter rings so that way it'll hold up on the grill. And one more. And then you're not going to separate them like you normally would. We're going to grill them just like this. So I'm going to put these on my prep tray. Okay, let's clean up. And then we're about ready to go to the grill. Okay, it's a little chilly, so I had to throw on a jacket. But the grill is heated. I'm going to put the peppers on first. And you just want to lay them across the grill lines. You don't want them to fall in. The reason I do the peppers first and the onions first is because, honestly, these chickens are so thin, they're going to grill super fast. So your peppers and onions are going to need a little bit more time on the grill than your chicken is. Okay, so now we're just going to pull out the chicken and lay it directly across, making sure it's laid flat. Oh, I love the smell. That lemon juice smells really good with the seasoning. Okay, we're going to cover it and let it start cooking. My grill right now is around 400 to 500 degrees. It cooled off while we were putting them on, but it's going to heat right back up. We just want to make sure we stay close by because that chicken is going to cook so much faster because we made it nice and thin. You know when it's ready to flip, when the edges, you can kind of start seeing it brown, but you want that beautiful, oh, it's not coming up. Here, let's do this one. Those beautiful little lines on it. So you don't want to flip it too early. If it's sticking to the grill, that usually means it's too early. And these in the front are not going to be, my grill just cooks a little unevenly. There we go. Beautiful. And then over here on the bell peppers, same thing. See how it's getting those nice, pretty charred edges. And if you don't love that, you can remove them earlier, but I like charred edges on my vegetables. Now on the onions, you're going to have to basically use like a spatula to scrape it underneath, but look how pretty that is. So these just need a few more minutes and these are going to be done. Okay, so now I'm going to take a meat thermometer and just kind of test it. You kind of have to go sideways. See that hit 165. That one's good. They should all be good now. Okay, so now we're going to remove them. If you're kind of confused, don't be confused yet. We're going to slice these up when we get back inside. And these look beautiful. Oh, look at those charred edges. I'm obsessed. I'm getting hungry just doing this. And then the best part is we're going to toss some tortillas right on the grill. These are flour. You can do corn. You don't even need to cover them or even walk away because they're just going to take about a minute depending on how charred you want them. So I like them with a little bit of charred edges, but I think it adds flavor, so it's going to take a little bit longer. But if you want them not charred and just heated through, then you can just quickly flip them and they're pretty warm pretty quickly. Like those are already getting warm. But I want mine to have a little bit more charred edges, so I'm going to leave them on just a little bit longer. Okay, excuse my puppy Toby. He really wants a bite. But we're flipping them over. I wanted to show you. Toby, be quiet. See how they poof up? That's a good sign that it's time to flip it because they're getting charred. But yum, I'm excited about that. Okay, now we're just going to remove it. And these are ready to eat. Okay, now all we have left to do is slice it up. And we're ready to devour it. So the chicken, I just line them up and literally just grab my knife and run it through the chicken. See, I'm doing 2 pieces at a time. You can make sure you're cutting against the grain to make it extra tender. It can be a little bit difficult with chicken breast, but not impossible. But it'll make them more tender when you cut across the grain like I just did on this one. And then I just kind of cut them in half if I need to make them smaller. Okay, I'm gonna push this on, back onto my tray. Probably should try a bite, make sure it's not poisonous. Oh, that's good. Get excited. Okay. Oh man, the flavor is just unreal. Now we're just gonna do the same thing. Just run your knife through it and have big, thick slices. You could cut it this way, which is the long way, or you could do it the short way if you prefer. I kind of like the long way, but you can always cut them smaller too. That's what I love about cooking at home, is that you get to decide. And it's funny, like, especially people who are inside our Lazy Day Cooking Club, if you don't know what I'm talking about, we have a Lazy Day Cooking Club. You can just go to lazydaycookingclub.com to learn more. But people talk about how the more they eat at home, the less they really enjoy eating out, because they like doing things their way, and it's so much easier, and it's healthier, and it's tastier. Okay, now on the onions, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just cut them into thirds, and then you can separate them if you want to. You could also just cut them in half and separate them into little pieces or into strips. That one was bigger, so I did thirds, but these I'm just breaking them up into halves. And you could leave them whole if you wanted to, but I prefer not to. Okay, we're gonna move this back to the tray, and we're ready to eat. Finally. Not really. Okay, now we just gotta assemble it all together. Throw in some chicken, whatever peppers you like, and you can do your favorite toppings. Christina was just talking about how, like, she likes sour cream or some cheese or some fresh pico. Honestly, I like the fajitas plain, and actually a lot of the time I don't even eat them with a tortilla. I just like them all cut up and mixed together. So good. The flavor, when you grill fajitas, the flavor of the veggies is just unreal. So if you haven't tried grilled fajitas, hopefully this video gets you to try a bite. Look at that. They're so pretty. I'm so pumped. And time for my favorite part, the eating. I'm super pumped. Now, if you love today's video, make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss any more of our family-friendly recipes. While we love our crock pot and we love easy, we love our grill too. So you're going to be loving the future grilling content to help you get through all the really warm months. Okay, guys, time for a bite. Remember, get the full recipe linked in the description below. There's no pretty way to eat this on camera. It took me like forever to chew. So good. My favorite part is all the chard. If you love that flavor, you're going to love this recipe. The chicken is marinated perfectly. And guys, you can make a ton of this and do like a meal prep. This would be so great to reheat and to eat on all week long. So, okay, get the recipe linked in the description. I'll see you next time in my kitchen for another family-friendly recipe. Bye, friends.